at 12 noon.
Good morning. Welcome to coverage of the 4th of July Grand Parade for Park River on KXPO, 1340 AM, 93.9 FM. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Citizens State Bank of Lincoln, Polar Communications, Ye Olde Medicine Center, Jim Super Value, the City of Park River, Leon's Building Center, and by First United Bank and Insurance. Now to Sean Ford in Park River on KXPO, 1340 AM, 93.9 FM.
Thank you very much, Brian James. And don't fool yourself, Brian is here as well. Sean Ford here in Park River, where it is a gorgeous day. We had some clouds earlier on, a few sprinkles. Thought we might have a little bit of a problem today, but as usual, as it always does, it seems, here in Park River, the skies have cleared up. It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day here. We have literally thousands lining the streets here in Park River for the annual Independence Day Parade, which is just about to turn the corner and get started here. It has been a bit breezy. We've had a few tents fly over, a few chairs fall down, but as everybody gets to their places and takes their seats, and we literally had hundreds of empty chairs lining the streets here in Park River at about 9 o'clock this morning when I arrived. So people have been setting up through last night and into this morning, getting ready to get their seats for this parade. And we are kicking it off right now as I can see the Legionnaires coming around the corner now. And law enforcement authority vehicles are coming around. John Maxwell will be playing the national anthem out here to my right. And then we'll be getting the parade started, the 247th birthday of the United States today. Independence Day 2023, and it's great to have you here with us. Our coverage of today's parade brought to you by Jim Super Value in Park River. Stop in for all your picnic supplies in Randy's Smokehouse. You'll find what's needed for the perfect barbecue. They're your locally owned hometown grocery store, Jim Super Value, right here in downtown Park River. You can see some fireworks going off already down the street. And of course, the Tom Larson Memorial fireworks tonight at about 10-ish when it gets dark enough. Something that doesn't happen very early around these parts this time of year. You can probably hear local law enforcement there coming up the road right now, leading the Legionnaires. But again, they will stop right here in front of us, and then John Maxwell will play the national anthem to get started. We are positioned right in front of City Hall here in Park River, right across the street from the Valley Cruiser Show and Shine parking lot. Got some great-looking cars out there. And the Valley Cruiser Show and Shine will literally kick off when the final float passes by my station here. It will be followed by the Valley Cruiser Show and Shine cars, which some of them are, well, most of them are really, really great looking, as they usually are here. So if you're a connoisseur of classic vehicles, come on out. You're going to really enjoy that after the parade is over here. The Walsh County Sheriff's Department leading the way. And several Northern Valley American Legion posts are represented. John Maxwell's lined up to my right now, out in the middle of the road here, right in the midst of the parade route. And as usual, he's glad-handing out there to everybody who comes up and says hi. I don't know anyone who doesn't know John. And you can hear the sheriff's vehicles coming up. So we'll have our national anthem, and then we'll get the parade underway. Park River American Legion Post 147 leading the way. And the Walsh County Sheriff's Department has the sirens on low, thankfully, as they swing by here. Incidentally, I'm set up right next to the Lyric popcorn stand, and they are doing a great business over here today. They've been selling a lot of popcorn before the parade.
So Walsh County Sheriff's vehicles have just passed me. Post 147 representatives honoring the colors. I don't believe Post 147 is, I don't believe, the only post represented. No, it's not. I believe Pisac is also represented here. And waiting to see when they will stop the paraders here for the national anthem. And they have done that. Now, and John Maxwell is trying to stop them over there. And finally able to do that. And the sirens will be turned off. And John will have our national anthem. With an American flag on the end of his trumpet, John Maxwell getting a good hand from the fans closest to him, playing our national anthem. And the Pisac American Legion is also represented here. And the parade now will continue. And a coverage of the parade today brought to you by Ye Olde Medicine Center, your professional prescription service in Park River and Drayton. If you have pictures to share from your 4th of July gathering, see Ye Olde Medicine Center about making extra prints. The American Legion National Commander, Jim Troyola, is driving by, along with American Legion North Dakota NEC Dean Overby is here. And the department commander, Clarence Carroll, driving by as well. The Grand Marshal of today's parade, Delvin Del F. Owen, a lieutenant junior grade test pilot and World War II veteran, driving by in a bright red Ford F-150. And Gloria Covert, the president of the North Dakota American Legion Auxiliary. Throwing some candy. The candy's starting to fly already. American Legion Auxiliary District 2 President Shelley Schuster. American Legion Auxiliary Past Department President Diane Kramer coming by as well. And American Legionnaires from Lakota, North Dakota coming by in a beautiful old Jeep. That U.S. Marine Corps Jeep, in fact. I believe that's Post 157. The American Legion District 2 Commander, Jay Nesdahl. American Legion Alt NEC, Roger Saturn. And the 2023 North Dakota Boys State, Kenneth Holland from Post 147. And more members of the Post 208 Pisac American Legion and the auxiliary as well. And the Aggie Band on their way by. And as the Aggie Band makes its way toward our position here, our parade today brought to you by Citizens State Bank of Lankin. Getting to the bank, I should say, is easy with their free mobile banking app and online banking. For details, stop by one of your locations in Lankin, Edinburgh, Edmore, and Park River. Member FDIC. A lot cooler today than it has been in recent years, and that's got to be a lot easier for the folks marching and playing like the Aggie Band is right now. And doing a fine job as they do every year. The Shriners coming by in their little tri-scooters. Driving in delicate and very intricate formations. And trying not to run into each other. Very, very hard. The Shriners, a regular feature here at the Independence Day Parade. And the Park River Fire Department and a number of fire departments getting ready to swing by. And normally here in Park River, we have a number of fire departments represented. I'm sure today will be no different. See Leon's Building Center about decking for your home. They have a variety of brands and styles to choose from. Leon's Building Center in Park River and in Devils Lake. And they do have quite a bit of decking at Leon's Building Center. I've seen it myself, so check it out over at Leon's Building Center right here in Park River and out in Devils Lake. The Park River Fire and Rescue truck leading the procession. But they're waiting for things to get spread out a little bit. And there we go. Now we'll get things moving. We've already talked about the Valley Cruisers Show and Shine, which is going to be happening a little bit later today. In fact, right after the final float passes here in the parade, we got free inflatable games at the Little Park today until 3:30. Matt Hodak and the Matt Hodak and the Dakota Dutchman will be at the Little Park from 3 to 5. And of course, the Tom Larson Memorial Fireworks. And the first shot will be fired in the fireworks at 10 o'clock tonight. So the Park River Fire Department, as you can hear, coming by. And the candy now is starting to fly. Oh boy, is it ever. A whole handful of candy coming out. I'm tempted to grab one of those Tootsie Rolls, actually. The ladder truck coming by. The Park River Volunteer Tanker Truck, 2 of them coming by now. And the wind picking up again. The one thing about the wind, it's keeping things very comfortable for everybody. It would be a bit more uncomfortable day here now with bright sunshine. And we really weren't expecting this kind of sunshine today when the day started. So we've been very fortunate, very blessed to have such a nice day for the parade today. First United Bank and Insurance sponsors our parade coverage today. Farmers for financial or insurance assistance. Talk with your local representative from First United Bank and Insurance. They've been serving the region since 1885. They remind you to have a very safe and happy Independence Day. The thing about this Independence Day is this is the last day of what's pretty much been a 5-day weekend for many people. It's always fun when the 4th of July falls so close to a weekend the way this has. And folks have taken advantage of that. Boy, the candy is really coming now. And in the early part of the parade, I thought a lot of people forgot about the candy, but boy, they haven't. The Park River Fire Department making some nice contributions to the early trick-or-treat baskets. I see another tanker truck coming up the line. No, that's not impatience. Yep, a number of fire and rescue units are here. And of course, we got the PR Fire and Rescue tracked ATV coming by right behind the tanker truck. That is an interesting looking vehicle. But if you get yourself in trouble in an off-road situation, you can count on Park River Fire and Rescue to take care of you. They got a vehicle for everything. The city of Park River welcomes you to town for the 4th of July celebration. They invite you to stick around and enjoy all the festivities, some of which I've already mentioned. Have a safe and happy 4th from the city of Park River. And again, we're set up right outside City Hall. And again, this year, the folks at City Hall have been very helpful again. Got a little table here to get us set up on, and got us some power as well. So it's been, so we want to thank the city of Park River for all their help getting things set up here. And incidentally, they're still selling Lyric Theater popcorn, I think, or have they run out? Do we still have some? Everybody's watching the parade now, but they had boxes of the stuff. So if you're at the parade, got a hankering for popcorn, come down to City Hall and pick yourself up a bag. It's only $1. Park River Fire and Rescue still coming by. We have many more emergency vehicles down the way. Now the grain bin rescue system coming by. More candy flying out for the youngsters to enjoy. And there's got to be a lot of it. We've got a lot of young people here today. They've all got their bags out. And they're all attacking that candy. Not one, not two, but 3 ambulances from Park River Fire and Rescue coming by. That didn't sound good over here. A minor disaster over at the Lyric popcorn stand. But nothing that cannot be fixed. That's the good news. I tell you what I do miss about this parade. It didn't happen this year. I don't remember it happening last year, and that's the flyover. We used to have flyover, but couldn't arrange that this year. Either that or it's very late. So the Park River Ambulance Corps making its way past the Fordville Fire Department next in line. They got their Hummer coming by, leading the way. And that is a cool little Hummer. Bright scarlet American flag flying from the back. The Minto Fire Department in line next. I tell you, just a great crowd on hand for this parade, as there always is, but just as far as the eye can see, people lining both sides of the street. And you really couldn't ask for a better day at this point. Just bright sunshine. It's a little windy, not quite as bad as it was for Summerfest in Grafton and Community Days in Minto, but it is breezy. We've had a couple of tents knocked down today. So the Minto Rural Fire Protection District making its arrival here in Park River. I tell you, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there on the curbs, grabbing all this candy. You got to be quick. You definitely got to be quick if you want to get some candy out here. Another Humvee from Minto. Young lady on the roof firing some candy out there. Next up, the Edinburgh Fire Department making its appearance. Right behind Edinburgh, Hoople is here today as well. Got a young man in the passenger seat of the Edinburgh fire truck waving at everyone. No candy, though. Engine number 24 from Hoople is here, and they're swinging by us right now. Our coverage of today's Independence Day Parade brought to you by Polar Communications. Block unwanted content and quickly set up content filters across your home Wi-Fi network with Experience IQ. You'll find Experience IQ on the Polar Wi-Fi mobile app. And we will have some bagpipes this year. A very small contingent, but we will have some bagpipes this year. And they're tuning up. There they go. This parade would not be the same without the bagpipes. Haven't seen them over the last couple of years, but they are back now. There's only 3 and a drummer, but they just bring I don't know. They bring kind of a Celtic feel to the parade. And now we have some classic cars cutting into the middle of the parade, but just wanted to catch a little of that as they went by. And I believe they come down from Manitoba just to play. 3 and a couple of drummers. And now we have a vehicle, the class of 58 rolling by. 65th class reunion in a 1964 Ford Galaxy. Ladies waving American flags, having a good time. So the class reunion vehicles are coming out now from the Valley Cruisers parking lot. That's what this is all about. And again, more members of the class of 58 coming by in a 1955 Buick Special. More members of that class. Pontiac Star Chief. White one with red trim. Beautiful vehicle. And now more alumni from the class of 58 in a 67 Buick Riviera. Dark green, hunter green. And in a Mercury Monterey, a final member of the class of 58, the Monterey, white on the top, black on the bottom, black roof. Red, white, and blue pinwheel on the antenna. Now we've got a golf cart coming by from the club bar. Known as the Too Much Fun Club. And, of course, the Jim Super Value vehicle. Jim Super Value sponsoring our coverage of the parade today. Stop in for all your picnic supplies in Randy's Smokehouse. You'll find what's needed for the perfect barbecue. Your locally owned hometown grocery stores. Jim Super Value right here in downtown Park River. And there they are, tossing out the chips. There you go. They must have loads of stuff to throw out there. Class of 93 from Park River High School in a rather large float. Oh, and they're launching them over here. Good arm. All kinds of candy flying out of there. And now we have some of the Older farm tractors coming by. Advertising the 48th Annual Threshing Show, which begins Sunday, August 27th, right here in Park River. It's an Al Chalmers. I know a guy named Al Chalmers. And he's got a tractor that sounds just like that one. Bright orange. And now we got an odd, very large tricycle coming by. Painted in a dark red. Got an old John Deere coming through. And now we got an old Ford Model T, looked like it just come out of 1920 Chicago. Beautiful car. 1931, actually, is the year for that vehicle. Another old John Deere diesel. And an International Harvester coming by, towing an International High Wheeler 1904 replica. It's an old buggy. It's an old jalopy. I mean, from the day when cars were getting their start. A horseless carriage, they called it. A 1956 Case 300, two of them, in fact, in a burnt yellow and orange color. Both flying American flags in the back. Husband, wife, and grandson driving those two tractors. Now we have the truck from Leon's Building Center in Grafton. See Leon's Leon's Building Center in Park River. See Leon's about decking for your home. They have a variety of brands and styles to choose from. Leon's Building Center here in Park River and in Devil's Lake, as they make their drive by. Our coverage today also brought to you by Yale Medicine Center, your professional prescription service in Park River and Drayton. If you have pictures to share from your Independence Day gathering, see Yale Medicine Center about making extra prints. And the Hillcrest Country Club. There we go. One of my favorite places in Park River. That's an awesome truck. Haven't played at Hillcrest yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that. I always do every year. It's an old Chevy pickup. Beautiful truck. Another old Ford. Again, that looks vintage 1930 or maybe late 20s. Hunter green with a vanilla top. And the one behind it, maroon with a black top, gold wheel rims. And it wouldn't be a Park River Independence Day parade without the horses, and here they come. One is riderless. There are 6 of them all together. And again, it's kind of a stop and start situation here, but some whinnying going on. You might be able to hear it. But again, beautiful horses. Just in a slow gait. Time to slow things down a little bit again. And some off-road recovery vehicles coming by now. And the candy is flying. Interstate 29 towing and recovering out of Grand Forks making their appearance at the parade, I believe for the first time. Our coverage brought to you by Citizen State Bank of Lankin. Getting to the bank is easy with their free mobile banking app and online banking. For details, stop by one of their locations in Lankin, Edinburgh, Edmore, and Park River. They're a member of FDIC. And now we have what looks like a huge barbecue grill on a trailer. Lynn's Tex-Mex Cuisine. And they're rolling on by right now. First Care Health Center represented. They're firing candy out of their SUV and out of the trailer. Candy flying everywhere. Don't forget, tonight at 10 o'clock, the Tom Larson Memorial Fireworks here in Park River. It's always a great show, so if you're going to be in town to watch the parade and take advantage of the fun and games here, hang around, watch the fireworks. It's always a great show. Kilmer Excavating here from Grafton making their appearance. There's Mike driving the car. Launching some candy out. Parts City Auto Parts and Park River Implement in Grafton. And more horses, it looks like, down the way. We're getting treated this year. The farm vehicles, of which we have not seen a lot yet. We saw the only antique tractors, now one of the newer New Holland tractors coming by now. And then we got a newfangled front loader coming by as well. And everybody just taking it all in. They really seem to be enjoying the show again this year. Our coverage brought to you by First United Bank and Insurance. Farmers for financial or insurance assistance. Talk with your local representative from First United Bank and Insurance. They've been serving the region since 1885, and be sure to have a safe Independence Day weekend. Sean Ford here in Park River on Expo Radio and Expo FM. Celebrating America's 247th birthday with the Independence Day Parade here in Park River. And we got an old caddy driving by. And I don't know. One of the members of the Valley Cruisers Show and Shine Show, I think, is trying to get this car into that act. Jet black caddy convertible. Terrific looking vehicle, and some more horses driving by. More horses gating by here. And the Grafton Fire Department represented, engine number 116. And it looks like another class reunion float coming by as well. The parade's starting to spread out a little bit. After the class reunion float, there's a bit of a lull here before we get into more. We've got more horse riders coming, more antique tractors on the way as well. For sports fans, Legion Baseball taking a hiatus until Friday. We'll be in Hillsboro on Friday with the Park River Pirates as they take on Hillsboro Central Valley, and that's scheduled for a 5:30 start on Friday evening. We'll be down there in Hillsboro at the HEC, the Hillsboro Event Center. And looking forward to that one. The class of 1963 coming by. Whoa! See people trying to gather around toward the shade. The wind's died down a little bit. It is warming up some. And for those of you just joining us, our KXPO parade station is set up right in front of City Hall. So we're basically at the front end of the parade. It runs all the way down past Highway 17. So we are at the very beginning of it. Minn Kota powered pickup truck sailing by. And a 1960 Chevy Impala from Minto. It's in pearl white. Boy, they're going to grab that candy no matter where it is. Dave Wasowski driving the vehicle. That Chevy Impala, it's a beauty. And more horses coming by. And now we have a couple of more older John Deere tractors in the familiar bright green and yellow. It seems like this parade's just getting started. We got some Super Soakers now being launched down there a little ways. So if you're along the parade route, you may want to be careful of that. It's another class reunion vehicle. Some of the larger farm vehicles are just making the turn now. The city of Park River welcomes you to town for the 4th of July celebration, and they invite you to stick around and enjoy all the festivities. Have a safe 4th of July from everyone at the city of Park River. It's the class of 2013. I'm going to know most of these guys. I'm not surprised the Super Soaker came from this flatbed. I'm not surprised at all. Their 10th anniversary for the class of 2013. I would have expected more people on that flatbed, actually. First United Bank, one of the sponsors of our parade coverage today, driving by in a beautiful red, white, and blue float. Lots of balloons, lots of double bubble gum on the flatbed, among other things. A big thanks to First United Bank. Well, got another truck wanting, an old style truck wanted to come by, and He's already waving the big farm vehicle past. I believe he might be having engine trouble. It's one of the older pickups. And wow, he's only out in front of the biggest vehicle in the parade, which now has to gingerly drive on by. And again, I am not an expert in farm vehicles. All I know is this thing is bright red and it's enormous. The T440 Homer. The Terrados T440. It's huge. And what looks like a large tiller attachment coming by on the back of an 18-wheeler. And another class reunion flatbed coming by. Still a little far away yet. Looks like the class of 73. That it is. The class is 73 flatbed towed by a GMC Sierra. Lots of folks on that float. I see the Polar Communications Volkswagen coming up. At least I believe that's what it is. Ye Olde Medicine Center represented as well. Polar Communications, one of the sponsors of today's parade coverage. Block unwanted content and quickly set up content filters across your home Wi-Fi network with Experience IQ. You'll find Experience IQ on the Polar Wi-Fi mobile app. The Park Street Laundromat. That is the Park Street Laundromat Volkswagen, but it looks an awful lot like the Polar Volkswagen. So. Got a couple of race vehicles coming by, a couple of race cars. Actually, one of the race cars is being pushed by a four-wheel ATV. Well, not being pushed, being followed by, just in case. There's a little push going on there, too. So as we continue our coverage of the Independence Day Parade here in Park River, just a reminder, there'll be free inflatable games at the Little Park until 1:30 this afternoon. From 3 to 5, Matt Hodak and the Dakota Dutchman. They'll be playing at the Little Park. Bring your blanket or lawn chair and sit down and have a relaxing afternoon. The Smoke and Rib Contest in front of the Park River American Legion from 5 o'clock until the ribs are gone, and that won't take long. And, of course, the Tom Larson Memorial Fireworks tonight, starting at about 10 o'clock. An old-style Chevy pickup coming by, and another class reunion float. We got a couple coming. One of them is loaded with balloons. I mean loaded with balloons, a lot of balloons. The class of 1983 coming by. And they got a chant. All in gold 1983 t-shirts. That is cool. The Good Samaritan Society float. I thought that was actually a class reunion float, but it's not. And this is the one with all the balloons. Just an archway on the back of the float full of balloons. Still a long way to go. The parade got started a little bit late today, about 15 minutes later than normal, so still got vehicles coming around the corner. I'm not sure what the revving motor is. I believe it's the truck trying to get its engine going. And now an older orange Ford pickup coming by. Looks like it has seen better days, but and now that older Hunter Green truck got itself off the road. It was towing a float, which is still there. This person seems to enjoy revving that motor. He won't have a lot of gas left, though. Sometimes it's necessary to keep some of those old trucks running. A 66 Ford 250 is what it is, orange pickup. Couple of more John Deere tractors. Now they've actually pulled in a newer Ford pickup truck to tow that float out. As the parade of John Deeres goes by. You know, it's hard to believe the work week gets back to normal tomorrow. This whole weekend has felt like an extended holiday. And we got a 1949 row crop 88 going by. '64 John Deere going on by. It's got tractors from all years represented here. So it looks like that float will be towed by a different truck now as it comes by. Got a cute red truck with an ivory white hood named Loretta driving by, International Harvester. And now another classic car coming by. Wow, that's a beauty too. Bright white. Looks like a Buick Skylark. I may be wrong. No, it's a Chevy Impala. That's what it is, Chevy Impala. All white. Chromed out wheels. Nice looking car. With some candy flying out the windows. And we got, the float was a makeshift Viking ship with Skoll on the side. Nice looking replica. Reminds me of something I saw in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now we got a huge Terragator coming by. Complete with candy flying from the top. I see another class reunion float down the road a ways. They're still coming around the corner. We've got a ways to go yet. Oh, a nice catch down here. Well, things have slowed down again for a minute. Sometimes the candy throwing can slow things down. The candy gets out on the road. The kids run out there. Nobody wants to get hurt or hit or anything. And we got a representative of the Walsh Green Terminal coming by. And a couple of old pickups. I mean, we're going back. One bright, one in a dark metallic blue. Beautiful pickup. An old Chevy. Absolute beauty. That's the kind of truck you say, boy, I wish I had one of them. Not an extended bed or extended cab, but nice looking Chevy. And an International Harvester pickup coming by. Hunter Green. And the class reunion float that we saw is the class of 2003. So these folks are just old enough to be dangerous. Candy's flying out. A little dancing up on the float, some selfies being taken up there. And now we have a little Jeep-like vehicle going by, and they're advertising pups for sale. Welsh Corgi pups for sale. And the Walsh County Soil Conservation District coming by in their John Deere tractor. There's Polar Communications. Extreme IT, powered by Polar. They are a sponsor of today's parade coverage. Now we got resourceauction.com. Flying flags on the back of their pickup. And an older fire vehicle coming by now. Trying to see where that's from, or if it does represent any district at all. Ah, tow truck, that's what it is. A heavy tow truck coming by. Another old International Harvester pickup. And yet another one. A 1960 International Harvester there. Looking for more class reunion floats. I believe I see one. They're still turning the corner. We're not close to done here yet. It's been a very long parade this year. A lot of entrants this year. Of course, coming up right after the parade, and I mean immediately after the parade, the Valley Cruisers Show and Shine. They'll pull out onto the parade route as soon as the last float passes by. So if you love older classic cars, this will be the place for you in a little bit, right after the Independence Day parade wraps up here in Park River. Another old style maroon convertible coming by. I'm trying to identify it. I'm not good with identifying vehicles, especially from a distance. A 1947 Ford. All maroon, a lot of chrome, and what looks like an ivory convertible top. Lovely car. They're here out of Edmore. And of course, a U.S. Army representative here. Actually, it's not an Army representative. It's a missile site tour representative, RSL3.com. Oh, and now they're saying it's the last week for tours at RSL3, so you may want to take advantage of that. They're in Cavalier. Another John Deere. A 5020 diesel from Jewel Farms. 100 years out of Bosemont, North Dakota. They've been around. And a beautiful Tahitian float by our friends at Citizen State Bank. They all look very comfortable under their umbrellas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we've got more older classic vehicles coming by. Another electric coming by. And Miss Walsh County Fair in an old Buick. Miss Walsh County Fair 2023 is here. Sally Walton coming by. Somebody actually fired candy at her. And another old Chevy, bright gold and white. Chevy pickup right behind. You wonder if some of these old cars are going to show up at the show and shine a little bit later. It's a Bel Air. It's a Chevy Bel Air, gold and white. And an old Chevy Silverado right behind. And a float from Bethel Baptist Church coming by. The Bethel Baptist Church, I wonder if they have a good softball team. Well, they got some pretty good arms. They're firing that candy out there pretty well. The Hugo's van. Got the side door open, launching candy out that way. And the city of Grafton represented, bright red Chevy pickups, Chevy Silverado from the Grafton Area Chamber of Commerce. And it's Shirley Burns in the back throwing out stuff. She's trying to toss me a Frost Pop. No, that's yours. Go ahead. I'm sure she'd want you to have it. Uh-oh, another Super Soaker. Everybody get ready. We may wind up being fired upon again. Couple of them, actually. Oh, 3 of them. 3 Super Soakers. And more horses pulling up behind them. Things appear to be just about finished. I can't tell. There's so many spaces in the parade. Oh, my goodness. More water flying out. You got to be careful. And I believe we're just about getting ready to wrap this up. I can see traffic opening up there on the front end of the parade route. So again, while I have time, want to thank the people of the at City Hall here in Park River for helping us get our station and area set up here. They've been really, really helpful. Want to thank all of our sponsors: Jim Super Value in Park River, Ye Olde Medicine Center, your professional prescription service in Park River and Drayton, Citizen State Bank of Lankin, Leon's Building Center in Park River, First United Bank and Insurance, the City of Park River, and Polar Communications here in Park River for sponsoring our coverage today. We're not quite done yet. There was a lull. We've still got a few vehicles coming down. Although I'm starting to wonder how many people are actually in the parade now. And I'm not the guy to ask, though. I'm only doing the radio coverage. I'm not. Yeah. So, yep, I believe we're